This is how you avoid getting screwed over by the NAR new settlement and run the risk of losing your buyer agent commission, right? So the first thing you do is you become a locator. You don't need MLS access. You can do the job from home. You make 6 figures by referring renters to apartment complexes, right? Once they close, you refer them to that utility company, earn a couple $100 more as a locator, and then at the end of the year, the 5% of clientele that turn into new first-time home buyers, well, you represent them as a buyer agent, only specifically show them new home communities, because the builder is not going to screw you over on the commission. It's a company, right? And then as you're referring them over to the neighborhood that meets their budget, meets their area, you're also their mortgage loan officer. So you're going to originate them a loan with the help of the financial institution. That way, effectively, you can earn another 1% more or less from originating their mortgage, close them a new home, and then guarantee that you're going to get that buyer agent commission from the new home builder, because it's a company. They're not going to screw anyone over. Okay. So those are the 3 steps. How not to get screwed over by the recent NAR settlement in 3 steps that I bet you've never even heard about. So definitely pay attention to these 3 steps. It's a for sure 100% path to kind of avoid the NAR settlements. Okay, so we're not going to do a whole entire recap on what's been happening with the NAR settlement, because at this point in time, you already know. Basically, NAR was forced to change a lot of the standard practices in real estate. It used to be that the seller paid their listing agent and their buyer's agent the 3% both ways, but now that can't be in the MLS, and it's not like a default thing. They can't standardize that practice. So basically, it's putting a buyer's agents in a weird place to where if it's not standard or required or really a norm anymore for the seller to pay the buyer's agent, then how are buyer agents going to get compensated? It's putting them in a situation to where they might have to ask their client to pay their buyer agent commission if the sellers are no longer willing to pay. So what do you do as a real estate agent now to guarantee that you're going to get commission? This is what you do in 3 steps that you've never heard about. The first thing you do is you become a locator. What the heck is a locator? Really quick, brief explanation. There are like 3,000 active locators on the market compared to 1.5 million active realtors. Okay, so like no one knows about what a locator is. It's a micro niche within real estate. But what this is real estate agents specializing and focusing their efforts on helping renters on the market just rent their next apartment complex. That's it. Because in 7 states, all right, if you're lucky enough to work in like these 7 states, it is Texas, Florida, Arizona, Atlanta, Chicago, Colorado, and Nashville, Tennessee. So Tennessee, right? If you're lucky enough to work in those 7 states, then the apartment locating model is super easy because there's database coverage and it just makes the whole job easier. Okay. So the payouts as an apartment locator are pretty big, right? If you refer someone looking to rent an apartment to an apartment complex in these 7 states, then you can get like 1 month up to 2 months of rent as commission, right? So rents now for like a 2-2 is like $2,400 a month standard if you're in the Austin, Texas market. And so you can earn $2,000 all the way up to like $4,800 per referring one person to an apartment complex. Okay. And the apartment building, their advertising budget is what pays out locators for the referral. Okay. So we're paid out of the apartment complex's advertising budget, not by the actual client for the service, right? So this makes a lot of sense because the renter can get professional help from a licensed real estate agent, help them locate an apartment that works for their budget, location, everything they need in it, etc. We can give them insider knowledge because we're real estate agents and understand our backyards. Okay. And then we can earn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5K every single referral, right? So that's step 1 is like first to be a locator. All right. It's an easier model. You can do it from home with Wi-Fi. There's no paperwork. There's no contracts. We don't even help the clients apply for their apartment. And we don't help them sign the lease of their apartment lease, right? Because the apartment staff does that. We just refer them out as licensed apartment locators. All right. So the step number 1 on how to not get screwed over by the recent NAR settlement is first start as a locator. It's an easier business model and it's a 6-figure income potential. If you Google right now, is the last thing I'll say about this. If you Google the average locator salary on Google, Indeed, Glassdoor, Simply Hired, all of them confirm that the average income is over $70,000, which is higher than the average income of being of a realtor, right? So being a locator is already more lucrative, right? So step 1, be a locator if you're lucky enough to be in those states, right? This model works in all 50 states, but those 7 states are just way easier because the buildings understand, right? So in those 7 states, it's way easier. So be a locator first, right? Now, at the end of the year, you're going to close a lot of renters and refer them to apartment complexes and earn your 6 figures for that year, right? But every single year, at the end of every year, 5% of those renters end up becoming first-time home buyers by default, right? Sometimes it's like as high as 10% of your total clientele for the year turn into first-time home buyers, but it's safer to just say 5%, okay? And so if you're a decent apartment locator, you help 10 people and refer them over to an apartment complex every single month, okay? So there's 12 months in a year. Say you take 2 months off for vacation. So there's like 10 months you're working, right? You close 10 locator referral clients per month for 10 months. That's 100 clients that you've helped refer to an apartment complex. Okay. If the average ticket payout is like $2,000, what's 100 times $2,000, right? So it's a 6-figure income potential, right? But 5% of the 100 people you closed as a locator will want to buy their first home, right? So what you do is you represent 5% of 100 is like 5 people. So 5 people will want to buy a home as a first-time home buyer, right? Represent them as their buyer's agent and help them exclusively buy a new home from a new home construction builder neighborhood, right? And the reason we're doing this is because you don't need MLS access. The same way locators don't need MLS access, we just need that $40 a month locating database. Well, you also don't need access to the MLS if you're just helping people as a buyer's agent, refer them to like the couple new home neighborhood communities that they want to look into within their budget, right? So you're a buyer's agent, but you're niching down and focusing on the new construction market only, no resale, right? And there's tons of really easy ways to upsell your first-time home buyers on choosing a new home instead of resale. I mean, there really is, right? With new homes, you get a 1-year warranty on like everything. You get a 2-year warranty on like the appliances that sometimes are included. You get a 10-year warranty on like the roof, foundation. There's a lot of guarantees and warranties in a new home, right? Then you just upsell the fact that it's new, never lived in, because it is, right? It's just easy to upsell new homes. You're getting the idea, right? So tell them that you can help them find a new home neighborhood, right? And so this way, when you refer them to the new home neighborhood, you don't have to worry about the seller maybe not paying you. You don't have to worry about your client not wanting to pay your buyer commission. You're getting paid by the new home builder company, right? And it's standard for them to pay buyer's agents. Sometimes there's incentives to pay even more than 3% to the buyer's agent if that new home community, has a promotion. That happens all the time with DR Horton, Dries Homes, KB Homes. Like all these builders do that a lot, right? They pay like 5% buyer agent commission. I've seen 6% once at Dries Custom Builders. So this way you're going to guarantee your buyer agent commission because the builder will pay you, not the seller and not your buyer, right? That saves you, right? But here's what you do to double dip and earn even more commissions. So here's a third step. This is a really big hack that we found out recently, okay? So let's just retract from step 1 is you become a locator and then you help your client rent an apartment, okay? So after your client finds an apartment and you earn your couple grand commission, you can actually refer that client to a utility concierge company that'll set up all their internet, gas, electricity, phone, cable, all that stuff, washer, dryer, rental, and you can earn money from the brokering of that service. So first of all, that's another way to boost a couple $100 on every locator rental client you close an apartment, okay? But then step number 2 is like at the end of the year, your 5% that turn into first-time home buyers, you represent them as your buyer agent, and then you show them new homes, right? Well, here's a hack that we accidentally stumbled on. There's actually a way to become an MLO, a mortgage loan originator, and earn an extra 1% for originating the mortgage and getting your clients approved on a mortgage before they buy that new house. And I know what you guys are probably thinking, like, I don't want to pay another $1,000 fee, do all the pre-licensing work, and take a final exam that's hard just to be a licensed mortgage loan originator, right? Well, actually, I accidentally stumbled upon a hack or a shortcut on how to avoid any kind of fees and avoid any kind of final exam. And just real quick, the way I figured this out was crazy, right? I was on a Zoom call with a marketing partner, and then they introduced me to an institution, a financial institution that is heavily involved in real estate transactions, right? So I was just on a random Zoom call with my marketing partner and then this other financial institution that joined the call. So we were just a couple of just business owners on a Zoom call, and we were just chatting about what they were doing in real estate. And basically this financial institution was asking me if I had agents or a network where we can refer them first-time home buyers or home buyers so they can originate a mortgage for. And I'm like, yeah, but my network is kind of nationwide. So this is how the conversation went, right? We're like, yeah, we're kind of nationwide, and I teach locators for the most part, so it's not so relevant. And then they were telling us that all of their underwriters, their over 80 underwriters, they all had an NMLS license number for each state in the United States, all 50 states. And so just naturally, I was like, how are your underwriters doing 50 exams and 50 courses per state? Like, that's a lot of money. Isn't that 50 grand in like exam in total cost to do that, and 50 separate exams, final exams to test, right? And so then the financial institution was like, no, we just piggyback off of like the company's master NMLS number. And as long as we affiliate like our employees with that, then they can piggyback off of the financial institution and get their own NMLS numbers in all 50 states. So I was like, wait, what? So I'm like, wait a second. So instead of us referring you a bunch of business, can you make my network of agents MLOs and give them their own NMLS number if we affiliate with your institution? And the answer was, after we looked into it, it just like light bulb kind of went off on our heads, and we started looking into it. And then what we realized is that back in 2022, the Real Estate Commission passed a new ruling that allows agents to double dip on being an MLO, a mortgage loan officer, and an agent at the same time. So we figured that solution out. And so now what we're doing at my company is we have a program to where if you're interested in being an MLO in all 50 states, you apply to our financial institution partner. If you get approved, like pass a background check, fingerprint, the same way you got approved for your real estate license, my company puts in a good word, you get approved, and you can bypass all 50 state fees, all 50 final exams, and get your own official NMLS number so you can become a mortgage loan originator, okay? So if you're interested in that, then just reach out to us. Our website's nal.rent. We normally teach real estate agents how to take advantage of the apartment locating niche, but we're just now releasing this new MLO shortcut program to where it could really make a lot of sense for real estate agents. So go to our website if you're interested in that. But that's kind of the 3 steps there, right? So you start off as a locator. This is how you avoid getting screwed over by the NAR new settlement and run the risk of losing your buyer agent commission, right? So the first thing you do is you become a locator. You don't need MLS access. You can do the job from home. You make 6 figures by referring renters to apartment complexes, right? Once they close, you refer them to that utility company, earn a couple $100 more as a locator, and then at the end of the year, the 5% of clientele that turn into new first-time home buyers, well, you represent them as a buyer agent, only specifically show them new home communities, because the builder is not going to screw you over on the commission. It's a company, right? And then as you're referring them over to the neighborhood that meets their budget, meets their area, you're also their mortgage loan officer. So you're going to originate them a loan with the help of the financial institution. That way, effectively, you can earn another 1% more or less from originating their mortgage, close them a new home, and then guarantee that you're going to get that buyer agent commission from the new home builder, because it's a company. They're not going to screw anyone over. Okay. So those are the 3 steps. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I bet you've never heard about being a locator. Bet you never heard about how you can get your MLO mortgage loan originator license in a shortcut with no exams. And maybe you haven't thought about niching down and just focusing on new home communities instead of resale, right? So hopefully this video was helpful, insightful, added some value in your career. If you're interested about how to start as an apartment locator, which is proven by Google to earn more average income than a realtor, visit our website, nal.rent. Check out the 10-minute video breakdown. And if you're interested, book a call or just grab some of our free stuff. All right. And then if you're interested on the MLO shortcut on how we can help you get your own NMLS number officially in all 50 states and just leverage the financial institution that we partner with, then reach out. Again, the website's nal.rent, book a call, and just let us know, like, I'm interested in this thing. All right, guys, I hope I added a new perspective. So that way you guys can make sure that you're not getting screwed over because of the recent NAR settlement ruling. All right. So if you're a buyer's agent, there's still hope. Work with the new homes. The new home builder is not going to screw you over. They'll pay your buyer commission. And now, because you can double dip and be an MLO through our program, you can earn another 1% commission, right? So again, the website's nal.rent. Hopefully this was helpful. Bye-bye.